She does
Mhm.
a lot of the things that you don't necessarily get a stat line for. Like, she's really just in the trenches with it. Welcome to We Need to Talk Now, presented by AT&T. I'm Alicia J, and as always, I'm here with Ashley Nicole Moss.
Hello, hello. Does it seem dark in this room today? We're having a stormy day here in Miami, so I'm all black as usual. But I don't know. Something about the rain just makes me like, what?
Well, Ashley, as a person who is from Oregon, I know all about the rain
Oh,
because that is
yeah.
what we do. So, yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. I'm not in the same room with you, but you look
Yeah.
nice and bright from here.
How do you guys deal with
So,
that? Do you get like seasonal lamps? I know people in New York. I had a bunch of friends in New York who got like really bad seasonal depression when like
mhm.
the winter would come around, and they bought those like lamps that I guess is supposed to simulate like sunlight and things like that. Some of my
Yes.
friends said that they worked. Some of my friends said, nope, still depressed. So did you have that growing up or like,
So at the time when I was growing up, we didn't really know about the lamps or the
uh-huh.
lights, but I do wish that I would have had them because I do have depression. Like I have depression in general, but also like definitely the rain did not help at all.
Yeah.
And it was one of the reasons why I moved. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love Oregon to death, but it wasn't conducive to like
Yeah.
depression. They're
Right.
definite things. So, but I know people who use the lights and they like them. I think it's
Okay.
kind of a hit or a miss for people, but
Yeah.
definitely there are lights for sure. So,
Interesting,
it
interesting.
is
Another
very
show. We'll
interesting.
dive into that another show because that
Yes,
could be a whole conversation.
it
But
is. It is.
we have other things on the docket. What's going on? I took us on a
Listen,
detour.
we do have a lot going on. So, we're talking US Open fashion. I mean, we all saw Naomi Osaka's look that she came out with in the US Open, and we just thought we'd take a little, you know, look at all the fashion
Little
at the
trip
US
down memory
Open.
lane.
Little trip, little
Hmm.
trip down there. And then Naomi Osaka, since we're looking at fashion, we decided we wanted to look at her specifically. She deserves her own segment because she's had so many amazing looks throughout the years. We also have an amazing interview with Paralympian Rose Hollermann. Once you hear her story, you guys have to definitely stay tuned for that. Um, she's in this year's Paralympics, so which we all know is going on right now. So definitely tap in with that interview. Like I said, her story just was inspiring on many levels. So check Rose's interview out that we have with her later on in the show. And then, Ashley, this is one that I've been toiling over. I'm not even going to lie, but we're going to give our all WNBA team selections coming up here. So you don't want to miss that because everyone's been talking about what that is.
Yeah, it's already starting some conversations and discourse. Some good, some bad, some
Even
somewhere
internally.
in the middle. Yes.
Yeah.
But first, regular housekeeping. As always, we want to remind you to follow us on social media wherever you spend most of your time. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter/X. And if you don't want to go ahead and tap in with us on social, make sure you have those YouTube subscriptions, notifications turned all the way up. But if you're not somebody who wants to watch your podcast, if you're not somebody who wants to digest them on social media, we got you covered there too, because this QR code right here will help you go ahead and locate us wherever you like to listen to your podcast. And we are on Spotify and Apple. So, look, no excuse because we got you covered on so many different bases to go ahead and tap in with us. And Alicia, speaking of cover, before we get to Naomi Osaka and her just plethora of US Open fashions, something came across my timeline and I instantly thought of you because I remember how much of a fan you became of this specific person
Oh
during
man.
the Olympics. So I'm going to give you the floor to go ahead and announce what we're talking about right now.
Ilona Maher, she is on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. And listen, I'm not even gonna lie, when I see this, I just think of strength, beauty personified, like everything about her. They did a great job of capturing who she is in
Yeah,
this. And it also makes me
beautiful
want to
lighting.
beautiful lighting, beautiful setting. And I also just I want to run to the gym, like literally get my track on to the gym burn some calories on the way to the gym and then get my strength, workout in because man, I mean, amazing on every single level. Come
Yeah.
on.
This is a special digital cover for September for Sports Illustrated. The caption reads Beast, Beauty, Brains. So, a
All of it.
multi-dimensional woman. And I love that, Sports Illustrated has really begun to tap into, I want to say in the last 5 or 6 years, I got my start there in the industry, not on the swimsuit side, but on the just, the
Mhm.
regular sports side. And it's come such a long way in, the type of women that they feature in this magazine when it comes
Mhm.
to the swimsuit issues. For the long time, it was kind of a particular type. It was thin models, blonde hair, blue eyes, and you've seen them tap into different age demographics. You've seen them tap into different race demographics. Now, you're seeing them tap into different body types. And I think that's so important because I think that there's a lot of um people who still think one type of body is desirable and beautiful, and women come in so many shapes and sizes. And I think also, you know she got such a bad she got such really great feedback on social media, but with the good comes the bad. And there were so many people who, were tearing her down, saying she wasn't feminine and she was too masculine and too buff. And I mean, we're talking about a rugby player, an Olympian at that. And I just think that it's great to see on covers that, feature, such sexy women in their most sexiest ways, show that muscles and definition and all that can be sexy too. So shout out to
Absolutely.
her. She's having one hell of a summer. And I'm just
She
glad to
is.
see her on a cover like that for real.
Well, and I would say too about the comments, a lot of people were just introduced to her through
Right.
the Olympics, which is great. But she has been talking about body positivity, loving yourself, knowing who you are despite what people say, loving the body that you're in.
Yeah.
Also, for years, when she came into the Olympics, she actually hit a million, like coming into the Olympics, and then it just exploded.
Yeah.
But she's always been talking about that on social, and she's really been a source of inspiration for me, just as a tall woman too. I get
Mhm.
a lot of comments about masculinity just because I'm tall, a lot of comments about I mean, you could name it and people
I'm
have something
sure.
to say about tall women. And so she's definitely been someone that I've been following for a long time and love to see how people have tapped in to who she is and what she stands for and her message through
Yeah.
the Olympics.
Yeah,
So,
love it.
yeah,
Congratulations to her. Wish her so much
congratulations.
more success, and she's definitely gonna help a lot of women who look like her or look similar to her, who have some sort of a similarity that they see in her, kind of feel a lot better about themselves. So shout out to her. She's having one
Or
hell of a summer, like I said.
Yeah, or just women in general, like,
Yeah,
love
for
who you
sure.
are, like, whatever body you have is, like, who you were meant to be, and it's
Mhm.
the only person in this world that is like you, so own that, love that, walk in that,
I
and
know
I
that's
think
right. Mic
that's
drop.
what she for sure, that's what she embodies, but, we're going to look at some fashion right now, Ashley. You mentioned
Okay.
Naomi Osaka, but
Yeah.
first we're just gonna talk about US Open overall styles, and what we're gonna do is blind rank them.
Okay.
So, we're going to get a picture from Emma, and we're going to have to rank it without knowing what the other photos are. So,
Got
there's
it.
5 photos, we're gonna have to rank 5 of them, so we really have to be careful with what we
Okay.
give as they come out because we don't know
Okay.
what's on the way.
Got it.
So, let's start with the first photo.
Okay,
Oh.
Tiafo.
Okay. I mean, I would put this low, not because I think he's amazing, but
Just
I just think
basic.
about all the US Open fashion that is on the way. Hi Amazing, great,
Uh-huh.
but I just don't wanna rank him high
Uh-huh.
and then have something that is just epic come. So I
I'm
put
good. I'm good at going 5.
okay, I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna go in
I
5. And did
mean,
you Ashley, I don't know if you saw this, but I think it was yesterday, they said that he brings 20 shirts to
oh,
every
yeah,
match.
I've seen Tiafo play in person. He sweats a lot. Like,
I mean,
he has
you're
a
working
whole
hard.
wardrobe that he travels with to change in between sets and just at any given period, during his match. He's a sweater. He's a
Listen,
sweater for sure.
he working real hard out there. If
He's
he if
listening.
he changing into 20 shirts every match, but
You can't wonder if he's getting his cardio. He's getting those
nah,
steps in, tell you that much. But
he for sure
yeah,
is.
I'm good
So,
going 5 with this. I feel like that's a
yeah.
safe bet. It's cute, it's simple, it's
Yeah.
basic. So let's go 5.
Okay, 5. Boom. Okay, we have Jessica Pagula.
Uh-huh.
Like, how are we feeling about this one?
So I love the color blocking. Everything ties together between the sweatband, the visor.
Mhm.
I love the cutouts. I
Details
like
on the
the
skirt.
details on the skirt.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the color of the purple too. It's like a deep lavender, which I like. Um, but I do think I was leaning towards 3, but I feel like I need those top 3 spots. So I'm gonna be safe, and I think we should go 4.
I agree. Like, I hope this doesn't come back to bite us because it is a really, really good look. Like, love it.
Super
But
cute. Yeah, this is very cute.
just
I'd
knowing
wear
what
something
could
like that,
be.
like not the skirt, but like if this came in like leggings and a top, I'd wear this to work out or go to
Yeah,
Pilates. This is cute.
it is very cute. So,
Yeah.
but I'm comfortable with 4.
Okay, so 4 it is.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Damn, should have went 3. Ah.
We really should have.
Oh, I should have went with my gut. Okay. Um, this is
Iga.
yes. Okay.
This is Iga Swiatek, and, ah,
Dang, I wish I could have get a redo. I'm gonna go 3 because I really want to go 4.
yeah,
I'm not
we
a fan
can't
of
put
this
her
at
any
all.
higher.
I actually coulda went 5 for this,
I
truthfully, if we didn't put
know.
Tiafoe at 5. I'm not a
No
fan of this
shade.
at all. I don't like the fit.
Mm-mm.
Um,
It
I
looks
don't
thrown together. I know that they match, but it looks thrown together.
yeah, she has a great figure, obviously. I just wish it would have shown that a little bit more. This it's just kinda giving, like, I grabbed what my boyfriend had in the dresser and just put that on to leave the house to go get a smoothie. Like, it doesn't
Yeah. It
it's not
it's giving not tailored.
yeah, it's not giving fashion. But we're gonna have to go 3 because we don't have a
Okay.
choice.
For the record, should be a
For
little
the
bit
record.
low. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, 3.
Grr.
See
Alright.
the next one. Oh,
Naomi Osaka. I
come
mean,
on
come
now.
on now.
Come on
We're gonna
now.
go
Ain't
number 1 for Naomi.
no other place to be but
Yes.
number 1,
I
period.
absolutely love this look. I love the correlation between traditional tennis gear and the ruffles of kind of like, very Bridgerton, that kind of era. One of my favorite designers actually designed this Yoon Ambush rather. I actually have a few pairs of sneakers from her. She's done several lines with Nike. Just a really talented designer. This is just super cute, super youthful. It just looks like something like she took inspo from Serena back in the day, but also
Man,
added her own twist to it. I love how it also like kind of came apart where she needed it to be less heavy, less like kind of like around her. Yeah, it came apart. So the top came off.
yeah.
This is really cute. I love the green to the, paying homage to the tennis ball color. I love this. This is super cute.
She also said it was, like, hearkening back to something along the lines of innocence and beauty
Yeah,
and childhood.
I can see that
Yeah,
with the ruffles. Yeah,
yeah.
like very tea party, very like little girl, very cute. I like it. I like it a
Yes.
lot.
Number
Yeah, this is
1,
cute.
period. Well,
Coco, hey girl. 2, I'm good with this.
yeah, we got number 1 and number 2 right.
Yes, I
For
think
sure.
this is super cute. I love a classic tennis skirt. She actually has a dope line. I was really lucky enough to receive some of it. Her American Eagle line that she just did. She's a really cool jacket that she did in there. But Coco's killing it. This
Yeah.
is so cute, comfortable. This is very much she trains down in South Florida. And this is very much what you see when you go to like tennis clubs because of how hot it is down here. You see a lot of girls wearing like skirts like this. They're usually like white or like pale pink. The colors are really pretty. It's like a periwinkle, I wanna say,
Yeah,
and like a yellow,
really love
um,
it.
tennis
I like
ball yellow. That's
the
cute. I like this a
cutouts.
lot.
Yeah, the cutouts, the line on the side, how it aligns with the line in the back.
Yeah,
It's a really balanced, but
and her
also
New
so
Balances are
cutesy
cute
look.
too, because you see the outer end is like neon yellow with the outer
Mhm.
black, and then the inner end is like all black. So you see
Well,
2
those are her
different
Those are her
version.
shoe line. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's her
super
shoe line.
cute. I like it. I think we got 1 and 2 down pack. 3 through 5, we kinda
A little
fumbled a
dicey.
little bit.
A
A
little
little
dicey.
dicey. Yeah.
But you know what? We was blind ranking them, so if we get number 1 and 2, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
here
not
for
mad
it.
at it. Listen, go on, Coco, do your thing, girl. Listen, but we're gonna keep it in the realm of fashion right now, and we're gonna keep it in the realm of blind rankings. So hopefully we do a little bit better this time around. We don't have to worry about a bunch of different tennis players. We're just gonna focus on one, and her name is Naomi Osaka. Now, Naomi's been killing it at the US Open since 2017. And yes, she took a little break to be a mommy, but now she is back and she's better than ever. So we felt what better way to kind of give Naomi her flowers for her return since going away on maternity leave and starting that new chapter of her life. Than kind of ranking some of her best US Open looks without knowing what's coming next. So these are all the way dating back to 2017 to her most recent 2024. We don't know what order Emma has these in, but we're going to go ahead and do our best at ranking them accordingly. All right. So let's do this. Here we go.
This is especially gonna be hard because she is number 1s across the board for me. So this is gonna
Okay.
be really hard.
So this look, Naomi Osaka, this is 2017, excuse me, color blocking, not her debut. She debuted at the US Open 2015, but we gave her, a rookie pass and we jumped a couple years forward. Um, I'm not a big color. I like color blocking when like it's in like suits or dresses. I think it can be done
Mhm.
really nicely. Um, I'm not a fan of this. I don't like the contrast of like the skirt, although there is navy in the shirt. I could have liked like maybe a solid color skirt, maybe matching one of the colors in the shirt. I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot. And then the neon watch is kind of throwing me. It's just too much for me. I'm gonna have
Okay.
to go 5 for me.
I don't think that is a huge gamble because we know that she hasn't had many misses.
Okay, good points.
So, I'm here for the 5.
All
We
right.
can we can go 5. I do like the bright colors of the top, but I
Uh-huh.
wish she would have just kept that brightness going with the bottom.
Right.
It's too dark.
Right. I agree. Okay, so we're going 5 with the 2017 look.
Yes.
All right. All right, what else do we okay. This is orange and black with a nice little pleated skirt. This
And this
is
is
2019.
2019.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually think this is super cute. It fits well. I love a good black skirt. I love a good black anything, as you can tell if you're watching us on YouTube.
Well, and
Alicia shares those
yeah,
sentiments.
all of the tiers on the skirt too, I really love, and I love the side detail on the skirt as
Right.
well with the different ruffle.
I could actually go 2 with this. I feel like this is a classic, simple like, this is 2019, but this could also be now. I just feel like she just picks up something so classic that she can always look back on, and this might be, like, one of her favorites. It just never goes out of style, like, this type of the zip-up little bodysuit with the skirt. I don't know, for me, this is a 2 just because it's that well that it just can be
Mhm.
that transition that well throughout the years. That's how I feel.
I'm also really partial to a tucked in look. I just
Yes.
feel and as an athlete, I'm kind of like, how would that work? Because, you want to be comfortable as well. So
Right,
sometimes I'm like, functionally, I don't know if that works, but I
right.
do like it visually. So
Yeah,
I definitely wouldn't put number 1 because we don't know
right,
what's coming up. We might even get that look again that she just did, which I personally think supersedes everything.
right.
4 is a gamble, but I'm willing to go there with you, Ashley, because
Okay.
I trust you style-wise. Well, I trust you in all wise, but style as well.
I'm
Style as
going
well.
I'm going to Emma's laughing at me because I called it a bodysuit. What else would I call it? A leotard?
No,
Like,
it
I
would
don't
have to be a bodysuit.
it's a bodysuit, right?
Yeah,
It has to be
yeah.
a bodysuit. That is
Emma
not a crop
Emma,
top.
what would you call it?
I'm saying that it stays in place because it is a bodysuit,
Oh, okay,
Alicia.
yeah.
Like, you're like, "How would
Oh,
that
for
functionally
sure.
work?" Like,
No, but
there's gotta be a bodysuit action in there.
Yeah.
okay, but Emma, check this out. Bodysuits are not comfortable. So
Depends on the
my thing
bodysuit.
Huh?
After a while, they are not comfortable.
Yeah, oh, no.
True.
Don't
Don't
say
worry. They start
no, don't.
riding and
Right.
yeah.
But no, it would have to for sure be a bodysuit, but definitely, without a doubt, it will become uncomfortable, especially with the movement
Oh, for sure.
that tennis players have. So,
Yeah, sure.
I'm just saying they're sacrificing a little comfort for style. So
For
maybe
sure.
that is extra points. I don't know.
Extra points. We're going to Naomi classic look here. Not a number one look, but it's classic. All right, what do we got next? Let's see. Let's see. So this here is 2020. We all know 2020 was a absolutely insane year for a multitude of reasons. This is her second US Open win. But something about this that's also significant outside of it being her second win, outside of it just being the craziness that is 2020. There was also a message in what she was wearing in the Black Lives Matter mask and things that she had. As we know, during that time period, there were a lot of protests going on outside of the world dealing with COVID. It was just a heightened time for, racial inequality being brought to the forefront and so many people using their platforms to protest and just speak out. And Naomi used her platform to do just that. For me, that makes this a number 3
Yeah,
easily.
I wouldn't put it any lower than that just on that fact alone. If I were to talk about the look, it's not my favorite either, actually.
Yeah, I don't like,
But
yeah.
yeah, but also we just talked about it being a really crazy time, and for her to make a stance like that, I don't care what the look looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It was the bravery that, I mean, I would put this at number,
Mm-hmm.
what's above number one for that,
Mm-hmm.
for standing up for something that she believed in. So
And it was also the year she had 2 colorways. This was another version. So what we saw was like a neon green purple kind of look. For people who are trying to envision what that looks like, think of it was kind of Barney-esque, right? Like Barney was green and purple, right? I think, yeah, Barney was green and purple.
you think
So it
this
was
looked
like
like Barney?
it was
Barney?
that kind of no, I'm saying it was that kind of color.
Oh,
You know what I
oh,
mean?
the
It was that
colorways.
colorway. I'm trying to give
Okay, I was
people
about to say.
who are listening on audio like an image of what the colors look like. The
Yeah.
second colorway, if I can describe it, it's still this dark purple, like a crown purple, gold. It kind of looks like Lakers colors.
Yes.
And then there's this like salmon pink that's tied into those colors.
I would almost
Um,
say an electric salmon.
yeah,
It's
what is
brighter
it?
than a salmon would be.
Yeah, it's like a salmon with a suntan, essentially.
Okay.
Um, it's a lot of colors. It's a
It is
lot
a
of
lot of
colors.
colors. I do like this better than the first option for this year.
Uh-huh.
I like the brighter colors. I could see
Uh-huh.
her, like, when she's on the court, I can see it in motion a lot better as
Mhm.
well. But yeah,
Yeah. We're
yeah.
again, we are putting this at number 3 on the strength of what she used her platform
Yes.
for during just this tumultuous time in US history. So that is why this is going to stay at number 3 regardless. We just
Yeah.
wanted to dissect both looks. All right, so let's see. All right, we got a little purple action. This is 2022. So this is her last US Open before she became a mom and took her break. She became a mom somewhere after this appearance at the US Open. Um Obviously, we didn't see her in 2023, but this is a lavender little skirt with a top. Very simple, very classic. I don't know if it's
Is it
number
a top or is it
1.
one piece?
It looks like a two-piecer.
Hmm.
You see how it has the
Okay.
band? Maybe not. Maybe that's just like a waistband.
It could
I
go
can't
either
really
way.
tell. I think it's a dress.
This
But
is
the only
yeah.
spots we have are 4 and 1, and this is definitely not a 1.
No, it's a 4.
Yeah,
It's a 4.
yeah. So, and also, I don't know if she was Emma, when did she have her baby? Maybe she was already pregnant at this time, and that's what the
She
waistband.
announced it in January, like that right before of
Oh,
2023, like right before the Australian Open.
so she might have already
I don't know.
been.
The timing doesn't really
Maybe
like September to Jan. Like that's a little,
that's a little long, right? Yeah.
yeah.
As you can tell, I don't have any kids, so I don't know how that works. But yeah. So we're gonna go dress number 4. Let's see. What's our last one here? I mean,
Oh, thank God we saved it because this one came up again.
mm-hmm.
This year's look is at number 1. Like, until she breaks it, this
Yeah.
is gonna be at number 1. Until maybe even the next look, we never know with Naomi, but
Mhm.
this one is number 1, sitting
Yeah. And I just think she
strong.
also like it's a combination of her having her confidence back and getting her confidence back. It's like they're both happening at the exact same time, essentially. And you can kind of see that, when she advanced and how emotional she was, being away from your sport and having a new chapter in your life, being a new mom and, going through all the things that come with bringing, life into the world and things like that. It's just her first top 10 win in 4 years. I mean, it's a big deal for her to kind of
It
just
is.
be back in what she does really, really well, be back in that spotlight. And I think this was kind of like, she's gonna come out, she has to come out big. And it's a big bow. So
It's definitely a big bow and it's fun. I love that too. I think one of the things she's talked about in her career is that she wanted the fun back too. She wanted
yeah.
a lot of things back coming in, and you can just see there was a video like going around social media where she was just hopping around, just enjoy. And that's what this look means to me as well, is she's just her joy of like tennis and all of that is just coming back. And I mean, I'm just surmising, but that is just what I feel
Yeah.
when I look at this look and when I
Yeah.
look at her in it. She just looks so vibrant, happy, and obviously she had a great with her first top 10 win in 4 years. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I love
I
it
love
all the
it.
way around. It
We
makes
love
me
all the
happy.
fashions, Naomi. Keep killing it, girl.
Yes. I would say that I wore this color, to match, but I didn't. Just
I
just
wouldn't have
random.
known any different. You could have told me.
I know, I could have. Next, I'm not, I don't know, but it is definitely, a look that I love, and it made me joyous to see her in it, and everybody was going crazy over it too.
Very well
Mm,
done. Very well done.
very well done. Well, Ashley, it is time for our favorite segment, Connecting Changes Everything, presented by AT&T. Ashley, I had the honor to sit down ahead of the Paralympics with wheelchair basketball athlete Rose Hollermann. She has such an amazing story in many ways. She had to overcome a lot to get to where she is today. So I'm just really honored to bring this story to you, and check out Rose Hollermann's story right now. Welcome to We Need to Talk Now, presented by AT&T. I am Alicia J, and today I'm so excited because I am here with Paralympian. She has a gold medal, a bronze medal, and a whole bunch of other things, but so excited to talk to her today. Thank you for joining us, Rose Hollermann. Thank you so much.
Hi. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk to you as well.
Well, literally, you're in Paris right now. You're getting ready
Yes.
for these games. We're so excited to watch. Your journey to even get to these games and all of the games that you've participated in, it has been there has been a lot that has happened in your journey. Can you tell us just a little bit about it, and fill us in on, what it took for you to get to where you are today?
Yeah. So I was in a car accident in 2001 that left me partially paralyzed from the waist down when I was 5 years old. Part of my rehab after that injury was doing sports in Courage Center, which is a rehabilitation hospital in Minnesota. And I kind of did a bunch of sports and ended up falling in love with wheelchair basketball. I was very fortunate that when I was only 15 years old in 2011, I went to a tryout camp and made the team. And I've been on the team ever since.
Wow. So you said you did a lot of sports. What made you choose wheelchair basketball out of all the sports that you did?
I mean, I really love the physicality and how fast you get to push in a chair. I was really young when I first tried it. I was only 7, and I think just like after not being able to run and play around with my friends anymore, it was kind of that setting where I could do that again and just push really fast in a wheelchair is kind of my favorite thing about it and why I ended up falling in love with it so much.
Well, I definitely have fallen in love with wheelchair basketball as well, watching it. And there's a point system that not a lot of people understand when it comes to, the athletes that play. Can you explain that for the people that don't really know about it?
Yes. So just like in all para sports, we have classification. They kind of like grade you on how disabled you are sitting in a wheelchair. It goes from 1 to 4.5 and zero point 0.5 increments. And basically, you get graded how disabled you are. The higher the points, the less disability. The 5 players on the court, when you add up the points that they're classified with, can exceed 14 points. So I'm actually a 3.5 in wheelchair basketball, which means I'm a little bit on the higher end of that scale.
Okay, so when it comes to, preparing for these games, like you're literally in Paris right now, which is so awesome. Give us a little bit about the preparation that it takes to even get to the Olympics where you're at right now.
Um, yeah, I mean, we dedicate our lives to it all the time. We spend countless hours together. We've been actually together the last week and a half as a team, training every day and preparing for the games. Is kind of an ongoing thing that I've been a part of since 2011. So 13 years of time and energy have gone into this.
Well, that is amazing in itself. And I know you talked about preparation. There's also like financial preparation when it comes to these games. And the games that we just had, the Olympic games that we had, there was a lot of talk about like not being supported. There were some women that felt really supported financially and some that didn't. Do you feel in the Paralympics that you are supported in that way financially?
Yeah, I think it's something that is like year by year getting better. I think like one of the biggest new kind of support systems for Team USA is through Purdue Global, who is the preferred online university and degree provider of the Guild and Team USA Learning Network. It's a really cool platform where athletes can get degrees and kind of educate themselves outside of the sport. I think that's just like an example of one of the ways that things are changing for the Paralympic movement and athletes are having more opportunity outside of the sport.
Well, you talk about opportunities outside of sport. We're not as athletes, because I was an athlete at one point in time too. We're not always going to have our sport. So, what are your plans, outside of wheelchair basketball? Like, what do you plan to do after your career is said and done?
My goal is I'm getting my master's in special ed, so I kind of want to be a teacher and give back to the community and all the people that have given to me. Just want to be a teacher and part of the education system as much as I can be.
That's amazing. I mean, literally getting prepared to give back, and you've already given back in so many different ways. So it's really amazing that you're constructing that career, in the career that you're in right now. Well, I don't even want to call it a career because I'm it's part of your dream. It's something that you love to do. But if there was, for the people out there that haven't watched wheelchair basketball or haven't watched the Paralympics, like what is your message to them to just have them to like tap in to the Paralympics?
I mean, I think the Paralympics are awesome. You could see it that like we have the support behind us. Olympians are Simone Biles told you to, so you definitely should. I also think like wheelchair basketball specifically is a fast pace, full contact sport. I think when people turn it on for the first time, they can't believe how like full contact it is. It's very intense. And I think it's super fun and you should definitely tune in and watch us.
Listen, if you don't listen to Simone about it, I don't know who you're gonna listen to. So, but I
Yeah.
seriously, well, like we talked about, you're in Paris. The last games you were in were in Tokyo. And obviously that was
Yes.
during COVID and it's going to be far different. What are you looking forward to in this Paralympics versus the last one, the last experience that you had?
Yeah, I mean, Tokyo was awesome, but it was kind of there were no fans or friends and family couldn't be there, and so for me, that's what I'm most excited. My mom and dad are coming, and some of my other friends and family, and I think just having them here and that they get to be a part of this journey and to get to come along with us makes it even more special for all of us.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't even imagine playing in front of almost like nobody, compared to having your loved ones in the crowd. So that's going to be really, really amazing. Now, outside of basketball, you're in Paris. What are you most looking forward to doing?
Um, we have a team outing tomorrow to the Louvre. I think that's probably the thing that I'm the most excited about. It's going to be super cool.
Well, how can we follow you during your Paris, experience? How can we follow you? Because I know we followed you on We Need to Talk, but how can everybody follow you so they can see all these cool things that you're doing?
Well, you could find more information at purdueglobal.edu. There's also a piece telling you more about my story. You can also follow me on Instagram at rholler54, or you can follow me and all my teammates and the entire team on Instagram at NWBA.
Amazing. We're gonna tap in every single way, and you're really getting ready to start these games. So, how do you feel heading into these games, and all this competition that will be coming your way?
Good. I think we're just ready to start competing. We've been waiting for this moment for a long time, and we're super, super excited and feeling very ready and good to get into the games and starting to be able to actually compete.
How long do you guys practice with each other? I know you said that you've been preparing for years, but like how long have you been with the entire team, getting ready for the games?
So we had our final tryouts in April, but actually this team is really special. It's the first time I've had this where most of us girls have been together since 2018. So I feel like we've been preparing for this moment for the last 6 years together.
Well, we are definitely looking forward to the moment. And thank you so very much for being here
Awesome.
today.
Thank you so much.
We're definitely going to look out for you at the Paralympics, and we'll be watching from afar. So thank you, Rose, for being with us.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I mean, wow.
I
Like,
know.
wow. I'm at a loss for words, really. I couldn't imagine. I just couldn't imagine. And I'm just really in awe of people who have just so much thrown at them seemingly at once, or just a domino effect, one thing after another. And instead of allowing that to kind of consume them and get the best of them and change the course of their life for the worse, they use it as motivation to live a different life than they were living, but to live one that's just as full and just as impactful. And I mean, just wow. That's really all I have.
Yeah, when I was doing my research, one of the things that her mom said is that if you want her to do something, tell her she can't do it. And
Mhm.
she's going to get out there and prove them wrong. And you can just see that with her story time and time again. I mean, for her to overcome even the death of her brothers, in the crash. I actually had a brother who was killed in a car accident when I was 15, and that pain is it to this very moment. Um, it just encompasses me sometimes. And to think that not only did that happen to you, but you also were paralyzed. You also had to deal with the pain, the sorrow, the newness of what your life is like, and
Yeah.
to overcome that, and to dominate in a lot of sports. She played a lot of sports, and then she decided that she wanted to play wheelchair basketball, and she's just been, dominating in that sport ever since. And so it's very inspiring. It should inspire everyone. And I know that I'm definitely going to keep watching her throughout the Paralympics, and just the Paralympics in itself
Yeah.
is inspiring. So
So many amazing
definitely,
stories,
yeah,
and it just reminds you sometimes. I think that, watching the Paralympics or just hearing people's stories, who are part of that, just kind of reminds you that sometimes the problems that we think are so big are just so minuscule in comparison to what other people have dealt with, have had to overcome,
yeah,
and are kind of, challenged with dealing with every single day in one way or another. It sometimes helps to put things into perspective. And not only that, but they're really, really talented athletes as well. So
very much.
there's a lot of things to take away from the Paralympics. So definitely check out, if you missed any part of that or you just want to rewatch it, it will be up on our YouTube page, so you can tap in with that, and share that with anybody who else you think would be inspired by Rose's story. We're now going to move on. We're going to stick with basketball. We're going to switch to the WNBA, because in this week's What's Up Now, we are talking about something that has really stressed Alicia out internally, externally. It's got a lot of people talking. There's already a discourse happening, whether it's good, whether it's bad, or somewhere in the middle. We are talking about the first and second team all WNBA selections. And we're going to go ahead and give some picks. Now, full disclosure, I have not had a chance to really dive into making my picks. So I'm going to react to Alicia's, And we're going to see just how stressed she actually is.
Well, yeah, and I think this will be a good conversation for us to have and kind of
Yeah.
talk through it too, because I am not in disagreement with what a lot of people are saying right now. So let's just get down to it.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see.
okay.
It's kind of like gonna be blind for you too.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear my picks. But Asia Wilson obviously is on first team. Let's be clear. She is the clear front runner for MVP right now, and she should absolutely be on that first team. There's no argument about that by anybody. Nafisa Collier,
Some are saying the dark horse for MVP.
man, and I would
Yeah.
agree with that too. I would definitely agree with that too. I think numbers wise, Asia is still really, I
Well,
mean,
yeah, of
we'll see
course.
what happens, with the rest of it. But she definitely is, she should be on there, period. I already know what you're going to say on this one because it's your girl, but
Mm-hmm.
Brianna Stewart.
Well, duh, Stewie, come on now.
And people, there were some people saying like she struggled a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I would agree with that to a certain extent. But when you look at her overall season and
Mm-hmm.
also like what is going on with the team right now, I just
Mm-hmm.
feel like she's phenomenal Stewie still with a little bit of struggle. Like, and she definitely deserves to be on that first
And
team.
it's also like a weird argument that people make when you're on a team that's so talented, right? Because people were having the same conversation with the Celtics and like Jason Tatum and whatever. When you're on a team so talented and so stacked, it's not always going to be your night. And I don't feel like that's a fair determination of the success of the individual player's season, because the team is literally constructed for it not to have to be Brianna Stewart every single night.
Right.
And
It shouldn't be.
that's what you want. You don't
Yeah.
want her having fatigue this time, and going into the playoffs. You want her to be able to have ups and downs, because that means also she has games where she's not emptying the tank every single day. So,
Yeah.
or night. So yeah, it's always like a weird conversation to me when people are like, well, that's kind of like what you want. That's why it's a team sport and she's not playing tennis, So I agree with you completely.
Yeah. This one was a little on the fence for me just because, and the reason why I'm struggling so much with all of this is there's
Uh-huh.
so many talented players in the WNBA right now balling out. So it's like, it's just like minuscule differences or minuscule impact that I would say would differentiate them from the other person. But I said Sabrina Ionescu for sure. She is definitely having, I would say, the most like, I don't know, she's the seventh leading scorer, which people will be like, she's seventh or whatever, but that's just one of her stats. She's
And
had a
also
really,
a
really
product
balanced
of
season.
her team and the way that team's constructed.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
She's had a really, really balanced, well-rounded season. Her,
Mhm.
like we've talked about impact so many times already, but her impact is obviously one of the reasons why the Liberty are where they are.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I just really think she should be on that first team. And my last pick would be Alyssa Thomas.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And this is where the controversy comes in because people are like, no, Caitlin. And let me just talk about Alyssa before we get into that, because I don't want it to
Yeah.
be all about Caitlin. But
Right.
Alyssa Thomas is one, in my opinion, it is just tragic how they don't promote her enough. Like,
Mhm.
Alyssa Thomas is one of the best, obviously being a first team pick for me, one of the best players in the WNBA. What she has done for her team, what she does every night, her stats tell the story.
Mhm.
It's crazy because she had a really good season last season. She almost had a lobby for herself in the MVP conversation, which I think is ridiculous as well when you
Mhm.
look at her play. And I feel like it's kind of happening again this year where people are overlooking what she's doing and not
Mhm.
just really seeing the amazing athlete that Alyssa Thomas is. And she deserves to be on that first team. And people
I
can
agree.
say, yeah, so many people are like, the fact that you put AT on here and not Caitlin, those are people who don't know basketball.
No, I agree with you. I'm not mad at. I mean, Caitlin for me would definitely be second team. I don't see how she isn't. But I don't disagree with you not putting her on first team. I think that people do it based on name, not necessarily based on stats, impact, etc. And I think it's more than just name. And I think Alyssa's name may not sound off the radar like Caitlin's does, but it goes under the radar because she's not, Caitlin Clark. But when you actually dive into what she's done statistically, I mean, it's first team stats. So
Yeah, first
yeah,
team stats. And that's one thing I wish that more. I love that people love Caitlin. I think Caitlin has done amazing, has obviously historic things already in her career. Definitely should be in the rookie of the year conversation without a doubt.
and she
There's no
is, yeah.
question there. And she is. But people get so blinded by
Name
her,
recognition.
the name, the recognition, the fandom around it all. And
Mhm.
again, she deserves it. But I just wish they would tap in more to other players that are in the league. All the players that are in the league, do some research. Like, they're all there specifically for a reason, and that is because they're phenomenal athletes. And so I just wish that people would spread that around more rather than just being so fixated
Right.
on one person, because the WNBA is just the premier league as far as I'm concerned. And you should be tapping into all facets of it rather than just focus on one part. And that's just my opinion. But it does a disservice to so many women who have been building up this league. And even, like, for example, Rickea Jackson, who is killing it,
She is killing it.
as
She's
a
having one
rookie.
hell of a season.
And
Yeah.
she's just not really named as much as she should be because people are so fixated on Caitlin, and I would say also Angel in the rookie race. But definitely Caitlin is just like, come on, you guys, like, there's so much more. Let's do this. So
Well, let's
that
talk
would be,
about Caitlin more because now we gotta dissect the second team, and she's definitely gonna be on that one.
yeah, I have her on there. So we'll just
Mhm.
start with her. She's on the second team. Um, and I went back and forth, but I put Jonquel Jones on here as well. She
Okay.
has some great stats. And when I look at, I wouldn't say she's like, her stats are like dominant. Like, you wouldn't be like, dang, she balling out of control, but she's
Mhm.
really steady. She does
Mhm.
a lot of the things that you don't necessarily get a stat line for. Like, she's really just in the trenches with it when she's playing. And the way that the team is playing overall, I'm not saying that it helps me with my decision with her. I feel like she should definitely be on second team. Um, I'm just really a fan of her play this year. A big
Okay.
fan of it. Nneka Ogwumike,
For sure. I
um,
agree with you right there.
without a doubt.
No
I
pushback from me.
Yeah, I don't even think we need to rehash that. That's Nneka. Like, come
Mhm.
on with it.
Mhm.
Jackie Young.
No pushback from me.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then Kalia Copper.
No pushback from me.
Yeah. Okay.
I will say
That's
I
fine.
will give you a name to think about though. Brittany Griner.
So Brittany, when I was looking at it, she almost edged out Jonquel for me
Okay.
in a
Because for
lot of
me, she
different
does edge
ways.
her out. For me,
And tell me why,
I have her on
'cause you
mine.
might convince me. Tell me why.
Yeah. Listen, let me go ahead and just bring up some of what she's doing so far. She's shooting 57% from the field, right? Almost 6.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, almost 2 blocks. I mean, turnover ratio is low. The team right now is sitting at almost 500. I mean, she's 33 years old. I can't not take that into consideration either. She's been 8th in the leading scorer in the WNBA and the most efficient top 50 scorer in the league. 5th in blocks. And although the Phoenix Suns, the Mercury have been struggling, I mean, I would say that Brittany Griner as an individual player, which is what we look at when we do these all
Yep.
WNBA, NBA teams, has been highly effective in her role in what the Mercury require her to do. So because of that, for me, I don't know, slight edge, like baby edge. I can't even,
Okay.
it's like this much. You can't even like pick it up on a radar edge, but
Not even a sliver.
not even it's a
Sliver.
slither. It's a slither, if that.
But okay, this is the only thing that we've kind of disagreed on. So, like, I
Okay.
want to bring it to y'all. Can you in the comments tell us which out of those two would you put on the second team? Or would you not even put either of them? Like,
Yeah.
we
If
want
you
to
got a
hear your
different
comments.
option.
Yeah, like, there are so many other players too that Like Kelsey Mitchell is one where I was like, man, should
Hmm.
she be on the second team? You know, I mean, there's just Arike. I mean, how could you not put her in these conversations? So there's definitely a lot of conversation to be had about this. And we want you to comment so that we can listen, convince us, like
Convince us.
tell
Or
us
be the
what should be or
tiebreaker
what.
for us. One or the other. One or the other. Give us a different name. Be the tiebreaker. Prove one of us right, the other one wrong.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
just
that's what
so
we.
close right now. It's so
It's
close.
very, very close.
There's more
And
basketball to be played, and we
mhm.
get that. But as of right now, with these little slivers that we have, tell us who you would put on your teams.
Yeah,
We
tell
wanna
us
know.
who you would put on your squad. Listen, before we wrap up what's up now, you guys also want to know what's up. Alicia's finally taking vacation, y'all.
Oh my gosh, yes, I am, and I just
Like,
can't wait. Actually,
let's talk about that.
when I log off of here, I'm putting that out of office up right as soon as I log off. Let's be
Do you put
clear.
the little thing in your email?
I do put the little thing in there
I
because if
never do. I
not,
just don't answer it.
listen, if not, you're gonna get slacked up, you're gonna get texts, you know, all this stuff.
My
It
phone
never,
won't work.
yeah. So for those of you who don't know, in addition to doing We Need to Talk Now, I also do the social for everything. Like I started the channels, as a matter of fact. So all of those channels that you see, I started and have been cultivating with a team and Emma and everybody. So we've definitely started that from the ground up, but I haven't really taken a true vacation, like a true one where I'm not on social, where I'm not potting, you know, all of those
Not
things.
working, basically.
Man, I haven't done that since I started, and it's nearly 3 years now,
Crazy.
which is crazy. So what I actually, it's wild that we're talking about this because I had this conversation with my mom last night.
Yeah.
I can never do this to myself again. Like,
Never.
I need to take vacations that are totally offline.
Yeah.
I earn them. I have
Even if
vacation
there's
time for them.
Even if they're small ones, like I'm a firm believer in like unless you're going to like Europe, which I think you need a lot more time to like do. You can't
Yes.
go to Europe for a weekend. Um, if you're traveling within the US or if you're traveling anywhere close to the US, like you're going to Mexico or any of the islands, I'm a firm believer in taking like shorter vacations throughout the year versus waiting to take that one giant one. Like take a 4-day here, take a 4-day 3 months later, take a 4-day 3 months after that, and then take a really big one in the summer. Like I'm a
Yeah.
firm believer in like work-life balance. And I was so bad at that when I was like in my 20s. I also didn't have any really money to travel. So maybe that's was my
I
excuse.
feel that. I feel that.
I was always scounging to find money to travel. But yeah, like as I've gotten older and I've actually financially been able to like take vacations, I actively am like always like every 3 months. All right, I need 4 days here. And we'll go like it's good for the brain, the body, the soul, the connection, all that. You need it.
I do. And the thing is, I totally agree with you, but I was just ignoring that or
Bad.
just too involved in my work. And don't do that, you
Yeah.
guys. Like that's
Don't
what I
do
want to
that.
say is I am ashamed of myself.
You
So
should be
you
ashamed of
I
yourself.
should
We're
be.
ashamed of you.
Well, dang, Ashley, you're not pretends on the snooze, but but what I'm saying is like I've taken little vacations, but then
Okay.
the second day I'll hop on a pod or I'll hop in and do like a
Oh.
social post because something happens and I'm like, I can't let this go without posting it.
Mhm.
Or, so it's not a true vacation. And I
No.
need to get back to literally, I'm logging off and I'm not
Mhm.
going to do anything until I get back.
It's also a mindset
Yeah.
thing. You also have to be like, it's gonna be okay without me. It will survive. Not like it's also that because I've
Yeah.
had things like that too, where I'm like, okay, if I don't post this the way that it needs to be posted, then it's gonna be okay. It will survive. Say that to yourself this whole it's gonna
It's
be
gonna be
okay.
okay.
It will
It
survive
will
without
survive
me.
without me.
That's kind of
Period.
that's
I
your
was
mantra for the vacation.
it
Every
is.
morning when you reach for your phone and you want to log on to like your email or check out the We Need to Talk Now or just We Need to Talk Instagram page, social media. Nope, it's gonna be okay. It will
Yes.
survive without me. Your
Step
mantra.
away.
Step
Step.
away. Take your hand off the phone and back away. Simple.
It is simple. And I'm doing
Very
it.
simple. Listen, speaking of stepping away, Alicia is ready to pack her bags, shut off her phone, disconnect the email, the Wi-Fi, all of that good stuff.
With
All
haste.
right. So we're going to go ahead and let her do that. And who knows, maybe I'll take another one while she's gone. Y'all know I love a trip. But as usual, we want to remind you guys to tap in with us on all of our social media channels and follow Alicia on her vacation by tapping into her social media channels. I'm sure we're going to get one of her infamous airport videos. I look forward to those. Someone's going to say something crazy to her. She's going to hop on that that Instagram live or that Instagram story and let us know. Someone asked her if she played sports. She said, nah, I'm trying to get to my seat. It's going to be a whole thing.
Listen,
you don't want to miss it.
If it didn't happen, I wouldn't have to report on it. Okay. But it happens every day.
It's just insane, but it makes for fantastic content. So make sure you guys are tapping in with her. And like I said, the QR code that will pop up at the end of the show is if you don't want to watch us, that's cool too. If you just want to listen to us, we got you covered there. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify. And that does it for this week's episode of We Need to Talk Now. For myself, for Alicia, who is going on vacation in 60 seconds. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye. I'm out.